UDUAK's succession. I've been happily married to my husband David for 5 years. Our home was filled with love and laughter, especially with our 3-year-old daughter Leah, running around with her endless energy. To help manage the house, we employed UDUAK, a young lady from the village who had been with us for almost a year. She was quiet, hardworking, and always eager to please. I trusted her completely, even when Leah occasionally tried to tell me strange things about her. I thought my daughter was just being playful or imagining things, so I never paid much attention. One evening, Leah sat on my laps, giggling and covering her nose. Mommy, Udwag does something funny with Daddy's clothes, she said. I smiled absent-mindedly, scrolling through my phone. What do you mean, my love? I asked, barely listening. Leah then held up one of David's shirts and sniffed it dramatically, rubbing it on her face. Like this, she said, laughing. I chuckled and kissed her on forehead, assuming it was just childlike curiosity. But deep down, I should have asked more questions. One fateful morning, I felt too weak to go to work. Malaria had drained my strength, so I decided to stay home and rest in the sitting room. The house was quiet, except for a faint murmur coming from the kitchen. At first, I ignored it, thinking Udwak was singing or talking to herself. But something about the tone of her voice made me uneasy. Slowly, I got up and walked towards the kitchen, my bare feet making no sound on the tiled floor. As I approached the doorway, I froze. There she was, standing by the laundry basket, holding David's underwear to her face. Her eyes were half closed as she inhaled deeply, whispering his name. Then, to my horror, she began rubbing the fabrics all over her body. My stomach twisted in disgust. I had never imagined such madness in my own home. Unable to contain myself, I screamed, Udwak! She gasped and dropped the clothes, her face turning pale. Madam, I was just, she stammered, her hands shaking. But there was no explanation that could undo what I had just seen. I grabbed her by the arm and dragged her into the living room. You better start talking now, I demanded. With tears streaming down her face, Udwak broke down and confessed. She had been obsessed with my husband since the first day she arrived. She admitted to sneaking into our bedroom when I wasn't around, touching David's clothes, and even laying on his side of the bed. She confessed that sometimes she added strange things to his food, hoping he would fall in love with her. Hey! My body trembled with rage and disbelief. I remembered Leah's innocent attempt to warn me, and guilt weighed heavy on my chest. How could I have ignored her? I wasted no time in firing a drag that same day. I couldn't bear to spend another second with her under my roof. As she packed her things, she knelt, begging for forgiveness. But I was beyond mercy. My trust has been shattered, and my home has been violated in many ways I never thought possible. That night, I held Leah tightly, whispering apologies into her little ears. I also told David everything. He was just as shocked. From that day on, I learned to listen, not just with my ears, but with my heart. Hope you enjoyed the stories. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more interesting stories.